Hello everybody! Welcome to another episode of the Vesper Gaming. This is Ramses, and I'm going to bring you the 6th wrestling game on the NES. As I said, we're going to review all 9 wrestling games that were made for the NES, and this is number 6 in line, and it's WWF Wrestlemania Steel Cage Challenge 1992 for the NES. There was also a version made in 1993 for the Sega Master System and Game Gear, and they're similar games. The game was also re-released in 2018, believe it or not, as an anniversary edition. It was called WWE Wrestlemania Steel Cage Challenge. It was one of those plug-and-play systems, and they got rid of Hulk Hogan and the Mountie in it for differing reasons. But yep, this game is still being made on the market. You can probably still find it in the stores if you know where to look. But today we're doing the NES game, and it's going to be interesting because this is made by a different company. So as you know, the previous 2 games that were based on WrestleMania on the NES were made by Rare, and this version is made by Sculptured Software. So it should be interesting to look at. Let's start her up and see what we got ourselves into this time. Alright, so as you can see, there's 3 different modes of play. You can do 1 player versus the computer, or you can do 2 players versus the computer, so you can team up with another player if you want. You can do player versus player. But since it's just me, I'm going to do player versus computer. And you see there's 4 different modes of play. We have one-on-one, tag team championship, and the WWF championship. And the first 2 modes are just exhibition 1 matches, while the last 2 modes are full tournaments. So let's show you what the one-on-one looks like, just so we get an idea. So in this game we have Hulk Hogan, The Undertaker, Jake the Snake Roberts, $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, the Macho Man Randy Savage, Bret the Hitman Hart, Sid Justice, he was one of the newer wrestlers at the time, Roddy Piper, finally getting into a game properly here, Erwin Rscheisser, IRS, and the before mentioned Mountie. There he is, the Mountie. And you can hear all the themes as you select the player, which is really cool. They kept that at least. Well, let's just start off with Sid Justice. So this will just be a sample of how a game goes. It's going to be Sid Justice. The computer automatically picked Randy Savage. It was randomly picked. So you have a little intro here. It tells you where the wrestler's from. Where was he from? From Arkansas. Alright, 318 pounds. And now we hear Macho Man's theme. Sarasota, Florida, of course. 245. Macho Man, Randy Savage. So this is kind of a cool opening. Alright, let's press A to continue. Here we go. Alright, so you can see it looks very different than anything else we've done here. The players actually have a little bit of detail to them, as much as you can expect on the NES. The ring is a nice square again, no more isometric view. The thing about this game, though, is every character has the same moves. So much for the every wrestler having their own unique moves. Nope. We're back to every single wrestler plays the same way, and they're all generic, just simplistic moves. There's nothing special to it. So you pretty much try to lock up, you punch and kick, and you want to get a hold of someone like this. And if you push the button fast enough, then you get a move. You can do things such as headbutts like that, or you can get body slam like he just did to me. And yeah, that's the whole game. Unfortunately, it's kind of basic. It looks a little better, it looks interesting, but they removed the moves and the uniqueness of it. So now that every wrestler plays the same, we're pretty much just doing cosmetic moves. It's like, who do you want to look like as you play the game is pretty much what it comes down to, because there's no other difference otherwise, which is sad. I mean, I think we downgraded a little here with that being the case. But let's see how it goes. I'm going to play every mode as usual in this game. We'll see what we got. Let's see. Nope, he's trying to pin me. That won't work. If you have too much energy, you can't be pinned, obviously. So you see, yeah, he's not having any luck. And let's see, you can throw people on the ropes like he did and then slam them. That's always a cool move to do. And then he can do the leg drop like that. Alright, right now he's down to 3 bars, but you see what he just did? He refilled the energy. So that's something you can do in this game. When you're down to like a few bars of energy, you push the select button and you automatically get your health back. And obviously the computer can do it whenever they feel like it. But yes, so that's another thing. So you have to pretty much whittle down 2 rows of health bar to finish this game. So, yeah, at least they keep it going a little longer, otherwise it'd be a very short game. That's pretty much all you have to do is just keep beating up the other guy, and once their energy is drained, you pin them. That's the whole game. There's nothing more to it. But let's see if we can mix it up a little bit. I just want to show how this first match goes before we get into some of the other modes. So let's see. Yeah, we'll just throw them around. You're trying to lock them up. Let's see. Yep, throw them down here. So pretty much when you want to grapple or lock up with someone, you just walk into them and you just have to push the A button as you both locked up, and whoever pushed the A button will get the advantage, and then you push one of the other buttons and you do the move. Nope, didn't get him yet. Even though he's down to 0, you have to beat him up a little more. Let's try again to go for the pin here. Alright, so you see it's kind of a slow count. We got 1. We got the 2. And we got the 3. So there you go. That's how you play the game. And that was just on the regular basic mode. There was nothing to it, but I just wanted to show you how just a simplistic match will go here. We're going to do a little more in-depth than that. But there you go. That's pretty much how the game plays. It looks a little better than some of the other games, but it definitely doesn't play better, as we'll see as we go along here. Alright, so that was the solo, single-player, one-on-one exhibition match, and it takes you back to the screen we're done. Let's now do a cage match, and I'll try a little harder difficulty here and show you how that goes. So now they added cages to this. That's the new aspect to this game. It's called Steel Cage Challenge, and they added a cage. Let's see if that makes any difference. I'll take Roddy Piper. He's someone we haven't gotten to play with yet in any of these games, so let's see how that goes. Alright, so from Glasgow, Scotland, weighing 234 pounds, we have Roddy Piper. And who are we going against? Oh, it's Macho Man again. So the computer randomly picked the same exact guy again. What are the chances of that? But here we go. It's going to be Piper versus Savage. And now we're in a steel cage. So there you go. There's no ropes. It's just a steel cage. And that's the big sell of this game. Wow, look at it. The first NES game, a wrestling game, to have a steel cage in it. Of course, WrestleFest, which we've played a few times on this channel already, has the steel cage already in it. There's nothing new to wrestling games to have a steel cage, but it's the first NES game to have a steel cage in it. And you actually get to use the steel cage. You can throw opponents into it, you can climb it. And yeah, besides that, it's the same thing. So I'm glad they added this, otherwise the game would be pretty dull and boring. At least they added a steel cage where that comes into play. And yeah, it's pretty much the same game otherwise. You punch, you kick, you do moves after you're locked up. It's whoever pushes the A button faster. So yeah, the computer got me first. And then we lock up again. Oh, he got me again. Now he's kicking me. And alright, we're fighting him, pushing the A. There we go, we got the headbutt. And now he scoop slammed me. So now you can only climb the cage when you're lying on the ground. So the opponent's gonna keep trying to climb the cage when I'm on the ground. See, like he's moving to the cage, but the second you get up, they automatically come down. So that's the way they did the steel cage. Otherwise, it would be too impossible to get them. So the wrestler will automatically fall down on the cage. See, I tried climbing up, and Savage just got up, and that's how they do it here. Not too bad, considering this is the NES. I don't fault them for that. They had to figure out some way to make it fun. The goal here is to pin, but of course, if you're doing the steel cage match mode, you want to climb the cage. What's the point of doing steel cage if you're not going to have fun with the steel cage, right? So you want to climb the cage, and you can climb on any of the 4 sides, so that's good. It's not limited to just the front or the back of it. You can actually climb any of the 4 sides of the cage, and you pretty much just have to beat them up. He just refilled his energy, as I said they will do often, but we're able to do that too, so at least it's not just a computer advantage. And yeah, just beat them up, and then when they're down to 0, you work your way to the cage, climb out of it, and as long as they don't get up, you win. It's as simple as that. I like doing that drop slam here. Let's see. Nope, he had too much energy. Not yet. Alright, little headbutt. Fight. Oh, he got me. Threw me into the cage there. Yep, I got up just in time. It's hard to get up. As you lose energy, it takes longer and longer, as you can imagine, as you're pushing the buttons and D-pads to try to get up. But as you get more beat up, you're going to lose your ability to get up quicker. But I just restored my health. Like I said, we're able to do it too. I like doing that throw slam like that, where you just toss them out like that. That's a good way to get him out of the ring too, when there's not a steel cage preventing him from doing so. Alright, so he's down to 2 health bars now. Let's see if we can remove the last one. We'll give him a few little hits here. The headbutt's the easiest move to do, obviously. So that's fun to do when you can do that. Alright, we'll just punch him and beat him here. So the headbutt is pretty much just push A. If you want to slam, you push the B. Simple stuff. Alright, we're going for it. And there you go. That's how you win this game. The steel cage mode, that is. He's down to the ground. He has no energy left. Push towards the cage, climb over it, and that's it. You hold your hands up victoriously. So there you go. That was the steel cage mode of the single player exhibition. So now we have an idea of what this game is. You have the single player with no cage. You have the single player with the cage. And now let's see the next mode. Because there is more, of course. Now we'll try a tag team. Alright, so that was medium. We'll do medium again. Let's see who I want to do on my team here. We'll use some different wrestlers this time. Jake the Snake, and who else do we want? Yeah, the Mountie. He's a fun character, right? We don't get to use the Mountie often in any game. And look at that, they picked Savage again. So 3 times in a row, the computer has picked Savage as our opponent. Wow. Alright, so here we go. Stone Mountain, Georgia. It's Jake the Snake Roberts. And who's our tag team partner? Why, it's the Mountie. Yes, they would never team together, but in this world, they're teaming together. So we have Jake the Snake and the Mountie as a tag team. On against Randy Savage again for the 3rd time in a row. And who is he teamed with? Ah, $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Yep, they wouldn't be teaming either, but, you know, could happen when they were both heels, but at this time they wouldn't be. But let's see how the tag team match works. So this is just an exhibition tag team. Whoever wins, wins, and it goes back to the title screen. But I just want to give an idea of what a tag team match looks like. Because I don't think we're going to do the tag team tournament. I think we'll do the regular WWE tournament where it's just single player. That way we can move it along here. I don't think I'm going to show both, but this will give you an idea what the tag team match is. Alright, so Jake is in his yellow and black pants. It's also a little weird. And we're going against the pink pants wearing Savage. And you'll notice our tag partners are grayed out, so that's how they sort of blend them into the background when they're not in use here. But even though it's a tag team, it's pretty much the same exact thing. You're just beating up the player, whittle their energy down, you do all sorts of moves, like the scoop slams like that, and the headbutts, and the leg drops like that. You kick them, you punch them. Now tagging's a little tricky. You gotta line yourself up just right and try to get some... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, got it. So you have to push it just at the right moment. And he did the same thing. So now it's the Mountie versus DiBiase. And again, the graphics aren't terrible. I don't want to say they're great, but they're not terrible. I think it's definitely a better looking game than some of the others, especially when you look at the pictures there in the corners there. You see the Mountie and DiBiase's pictures in the top right and top left, respectively. They look good, you know, but the characters look a little weird, you know. But it's NES, so what am I expecting? This is not going to be stellar graphics, but I think it looks good enough that you can definitely tell that I'm using the Mountie with his usual red and black attire, and DiBiase wearing his mostly black, and I guess that little dot on his shorts there would be a $sign if they had any graphical ability to do that. So it doesn't look bad. It's just the game is so basic and blah is the problem with this version of the game, I guess. We'll see if we can get through this game and add it to the list of Nintendo-based wrestling games. So the computer will do that a lot. When you're running, they'll just be able to pick you up, and it's actually hard to do that. You gotta push the grapple button at just the right time and then be able to throw them, otherwise they'll hit you. So the computer can do that very well. It's a little harder for us human players to pull it off. And there you go, that's what I was talking about. You can throw them out, and there is actually an outside of the ring in this, so it's the same. If you're counted out to 10, that's the end of the match, so the computer's usually going to run right back in. And unlike WrestleFest or games like that, the tag partner can't do anything. When they're grayed out, they're inoperable. They don't do anything. So that would have been a nice thing to add to this game if the tag partners could have also helped out when they're out of the ring and the tag partner. Like right now, if Savage is out and my partner could run over to him, that would have been great. But nope, that's not an ability of this game. They just wait till be tagged. That's all they are. So I just did tag, as I was saying, and now it's Jake. Let's see if he gets it. There you go. Yeah, I love doing that flying press there. Alright, so let's exchange some punches. You don't have to be creative or fancy here. The object is just remove their energy. However you do it, that's the object of the game. You can throw them around, you can slam them, you can punch them. Oh, he just refilled his energy. Now that's the thing about the tag too. Both wrestlers get to refill their energy. So even though you beat up one, and if they use that energy recharge, the tag team partner gets to do it too. So that's why the tag match will last a little longer, because now you have to whittle down 2 full health bars for both of the wrestlers, depending on how well you do. If they tag out, obviously that's going to stretch the match. If you get them before they do so, the match is shorter. Simple as that. Alright, so we'll just exchange some blows here, pushing the kick button, the A buttons. Just A and B do different moves. That's pretty much all it is. A will do the headbutt, and B will slam them, and if you do a direction and the B button, they'll throw them. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Alright, and if you do A and B, you can throw them down. Like that super throw like this, yeah, that's A and B at the same time. Alright, punching is A, kicking is B. You can stop them with the B button like that. Yeah, that's it. That's the whole game. I wish there was more to it. This should be it. Let's see. 2 and 3. There you go. So that's the tag team match of the game. Yep, nothing too great. It's a little longer because you have to go through 2 wrestlers. That's about the only difference in the tag match. And you get to use another, but it's nothing different. It's the same exact moves every wrestler. Alright, but now let's show you the crux of the game. That was the exhibition modes here. Let's show you what you're really supposed to do when you play this game. Okay, so we're back at the title screen now, and now we'll do player vs. computer. I'm not going to do tag championship. It's the same thing pretty much. I'll do WWF championship. And of course, I'm going to use Hulk Hogan. That's who we like here. We're going to use Hogan, and you have to go through every wrestler in the game besides yourself. So now it's Hulk Hogan versus the Mountie, and it's your typical tournament mode. It's pretty much you taking on the entire roster of the game, and you're working your way through all of them. The good thing about this mode, though, is they will mix up the regular matches with the cage matches. So every now and then you'll do just a regular ring match, and sometimes you'll do a steel cage match, and that's the fun of it. So here we go. We're starting out Hogan versus Mountie. This is the first match of the tournament. And pretty much if you win the tournament, you win the whole thing. That's the object of this game. You can either do a tag team or regular. And unfortunately, that's all there is to these games. You know, the early wrestling games didn't have much to them. It was pretty much just beat everyone up and you get a little picture showing you won. And that's pretty much the same here. We're going to beat up everybody and then we'll get a picture for all our efforts. But that's alright. That's how it was back then and that's what we're going to play here. Alright, so like I said, there's no advantage using Hogan or like, you know, Sid Justice. It's the same exact wrestlers, it's all cosmetic, we all do the same exact moves, and it's just to say, wow, I'm using Hogan, pretty much, but there is no real, like, wow, look at how strong he is. They all can do the same exact things, no matter who you're using. But if we want to play like we're Hulk Hogan here we go, we'll throw him around, we'll slam him down a little bit like this. And now, up, he just refilled his energy. And you can go on the top rope. See, here you go. Like many other games on the NES in wrestling, it's hard to hit the opponents off the ropes, but at least they do have it. So there you go. I just showed you can actually climb on the rope too. So that's another thing you can do in this game. Let's see if we can get that shoulder butt. Yep, there it goes. And that's always fun when that hits. That's like the best move you have, the throw yourself into the other wrestler move. Alright, looks like the Mountie is about drained here. Let's try to finish him off now. Push. There we go. Headbutt. Alright, he's down to 1 bar. Okay, there we go. Finish him off with a little leg drop there. Now you have to position yourself just right to pin. Alright, you have to move to that right side. There it is. So you have to be like sort of over him before you push the button. And there you go, that should do it. Nope, it wasn't enough. So even though they have no energy, sometimes it takes a little extra hit or two to finish them off. Let's see if that did it. That did it. Alright, so there you go. We just finished off the Mountie, Hulk Hogan. Let's play that theme music. So they have the theme music in this game too, as you can hear, but they're not as good as previous games. It's like very short, like 10-second clips of it, and for some reason it just doesn't sound as good. It's still their theme, but it's like very small little minute samples of it, so it's very weird how they went about the themes in this. Alright, so let's move on to the next match. We have Hulk Hogan taking on... Oh, Ted DiBiase. So next in line is the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. And I think this is another one of those games where it's the same order every time. They start with the low end of the ladder and move the way all the way up to the better, more popular wrestlers. So I think that's the same that's been done in every Wrestlemania game we played so far, and I think that's how it is here too. So I think you're always going to do the Mountie and then DiBiase, and we'll see who's next. But yep, same exact thing. We know the routine now. You do A and B to power throw them, stomp them while they're lying down. And then we do some kicks. He's going to try to fight back here. Another power throw. Stomp on him. Stomp's the most effective because that leg drop doesn't always hit when they're on the ground, but the legs always seem to hit when you're right on top of them. And that's just a regular body slam. You can do that too here. There we go. Oh, we missed with our stomp, so I was wrong. You can't always hit with the stomps. Alright, we'll do our shoulder butt. There we go. And alright, see, we missed the leg drop again. Let's try for another shoulder. Nope, we missed that. Yeah, and you can go outside yourself. See, I didn't even mean to do that, but that's good to show you that you can do that. If you just keep pushing into the ropes, you eventually go out on your own. It's hard to count out. I'd like to show you it, but I don't think it's going to happen. It's possible, but it is hard to do. It's hard to get a count out. You have to really, really have them like down to no health and just keep beating on them, and then time it just right. So if we make it happen, we'll make it happen. Otherwise, just realize it can happen, but there's no point in doing it. Once they're out of health anyway, the game's pretty much over, as it is. Alright, so the object of the game is just push A faster. I mean, that's all it is. So the computer's going to get a lot of moves off if you're not just pushing the A button faster. So let's try another on top of the rope. Yep, you can sort of. Oh wow, I actually hit it. Now that was weird. I sort of just directed it, and he walked right into the elbow there. That was cool. All right, so good. Now I can say I showed you a move off of the top rope there, right? In all its great glory. So already you can see this game's not great. It's a little too basic and simplistic. It has the right idea, but they just didn't do enough here to make it interesting. Every wrestler should have unique moves. It should be a little more interesting to do this. Like, at least the other games had Survivor Series. This just has a steel cage match. And while that's cool, who cares? It's the same thing, just with a steel cage around you, and you can't go off the ropes. That's the only difference. Alright, so he's out of health now. Let's see if we can finish him off. You have to position yourself just right here. Like I said, yeah, there it is. That's the sweet spot. Let's see what happens. 2, and... Nope, wasn't enough. Alright, we gotta beat him up a little more. Yep, that one connected. And let's try that again. There we go. Alright. So that's 2 wrestlers down. Hulk Hogan's going through them as he usually does. And there you go. They put their arms up victoriously when they win. We get the Howard Finkel announcing it. And this is when they were calling Hulk Hogan the Immortal. You see how they call him the Immortal? This is around that time where they were actually calling him the Immortal Hulk Hogan. That was actually the name they were giving him. Because I remember even the WWF Hasbro figures, one of them was called the Immortal Hulk Hogan. You know, the one that does that where the 2 arms come together like in a bear hug pose. Yep, they were calling him that. Alright, so next in line we have, from Washington, D.C., of course, he's Mr. Taxman, we have Erwin Rscheisser. Alright, so this is our first steel cage of the tournament. So you know how this goes, I showed you in the exhibition already. You have to climb up the cage. You can still pin him, but if you're doing a steel cage, you want to climb that cage. There's nothing else to it, you might as well climb the cage, because why else are you in a steel cage if you're not going to use the steel cage, right? Alright, and the computer will do that a lot. They'll run randomly into the ring, so it's programmed very badly where they think they're still playing the regular mode, even though it's steel cage, and they'll hurt themselves. That happens all the time. It's very bad programming. Alright, so here we go. Alright, he's putting up a fight. They, of course, get a little harder as we go along, but that's expected. The computer's going to put up more of a fight as we go through this tournament. But nothing like that first WrestleMania game I played, where the computer became almost impossible after, like, just 2 matches. This one, it's a little more reasonable, where you still, as long as you push that A button fast enough, you're fine. But they're going to get some more moves off, as you see Erwin Rscheisser is doing here. Alright, we'll do some simple headbutts, some kicks here, punches, and throw him into the ropes. There he goes, he's down. Alright, nope, too early. Now let's go for that shoulder butt. Oh, he just restored his energy. Alright, good, but that's what we want. We want where they will do that, because then that's it. They can only do that once, then, you know, that's their final health bar, whittle it down, and you win. So that's okay. And you want the computer to do it well before you do, obviously, because you have the advantage when you can save yours for a nice long time. Alright, so the computer's going to do this a lot. Whenever you're down, they're going to walk right to the cage thinking they can get out. Again, badly programmed. They know there's no way they're getting out if I have any health left, so that's stupid. Alright, we'll just trade some blows here. Give him a little headbutt, another headbutt, and a kick, and then a punch, and another headbutt, yes. Throw him down, and he has no health left. Let's go for the win. And we did it. There you go. Alright, and that's a steel cage match. That one we actually got to use a little time, so I'll say that was a good steel cage match. We actually got to throw him into the cage, and we got to utilize it, so... There we go. Here's your steel cage match. So they even name it a steel cage match when you win it. And here we go. You know the routine now. The Immortal Hulk Hogan. Yep, we're still the Immortal Hulk Hogan. And who are we going up against this? Ah, Bret the Hitman Hart. Yep, so he was just starting to get big around this time now. So, yep, he's going to be moving up the ladder here. And alright, it's a regular match. So Hogan vs. Hitman, that would have been a great match at any time, but I guess we get to do it in the game at least, right? But yep, 2 megastars going against each other like this, always a fun thing. I just wish they had some difference besides being cosmetically different, but nothing we can do about it. We'll just have fun with the game as it's meant to be. Alright, so here we go. Throw him around a lot, regular body slam. Stomp him in if we can. You want to play keep away sometimes, because if you don't feel you'll have the advantage. Oh, I didn't make it over. I was trying to throw him out. I want to try to get a count out, but like I said, it's hard to do. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to try it. Okay. Alright, we got him. We pushed fast enough there. Headbutts, headbutt. Regular body slam. There we go. The leg drop there. Yeah, let's try for that shoulder butt again. Yes, got it. That's satisfying. That's probably the most satisfying move to hit here. Whoops, push pin by accident. I was standing in that sweet spot by accident. But that's probably the most satisfying move, getting the shoulder butt when you go flying off the rope and hitting them like that. Because that's the only thing you can really do. I mean, there's no moves or anything here. So to get something with a little action, it's probably like the only like satisfying thing you could do in the whole game. I don't know why they didn't like give signature moves or something a little different. You know, even like the first WrestleMania had some signature moves. I don't know why this game couldn't accomplish that. They were doing it very similar to their SNES games, which we might look at one day also, the wrestling games on the SNES. But that was pretty much the idea. Everyone had the same moves, it's just they looked like they're supposed to, and that was it, and they thought that was good enough. I don't know why they thought that was good enough, but that's just how it was in the early 90s with the wrestling game. Oh, we missed. Alright. Okay. Alright, he's giving me the headbutts now. I'll give him a headbutt. I'll slam him down. I think we have to weaken him a little bit more. Yeah, a few stomps should do it. If he doesn't get up, I'm going to try to pin. Let's see if I can get that sweet spot again. You have to move. Nope, right here. Nope. Wasn't able to get the sweet spot. Alright, so now, of course, he's going to make a comeback, because that's how it works in wrestling sometimes. Pushing to get up. Let's see. Alright, yeah, one hit knocked him down. He's pretty much ripe. There he is. So you can see how this game goes, right? There we are. Here is your winner, the immortal Hulk Hogan. So you can see why I'm not going to show you the tag team tournament also. It's the same thing, just you control 2 wrestlers at a time and the matches are longer. I think this is long enough just showing what this game is, and we will consider this a complete playthrough, just winning the tournament here. It's the same thing, you're just doing it with 2 wrestlers instead of 1. So I don't think we need to go through all of that. I mean, if you guys want it so badly, I would, but I can't see everyone clamoring to show the whole tag team match. Sid Justice had a big rivalry with Hulk Hogan at this time. One of those, Sid Justice was supposed to be as big as Hogan, and of course Hogan didn't allow that. We don't know what the real story is, but so they pretty much just turned Sid to a heel. And then they had a big feud that way, and then Sid didn't like what was going on. Otherwise, it was a whole big thing. Sid was supposed to be like the next big star, and it just didn't happen. But he became a big foil. Alright, so there's that shoulder butt you can do. We'll stomp him in a little bit. I don't remember if he refilled his energy yet. Yep, there he is. I knew he was going to do that eventually. The computer's like clockwork. They're down to 3 bars. I better refill it. Nope, didn't get him. Oh, it was close. Alright, we'll do a power throw. Stomp on him. And we'll do the... Oh, we missed with the leg drop there. Do the headbutts. And he's doing the body slam. They always try to pin. That's saying the computer is so stupid in this game. That's another thing. The AI is just stupid. They run into the cage all the time. They're always trying to pin when there's no way they're going to win with the opponent having full energy. Okay, kick him in the back. Up, he's running. Now it's very hard to catch him, so I don't even bother. But you could catch him like what they did earlier to me in the game. When they're running, you can throw him, but it's hard to get it off, so I don't even bother. I'm like, whatever, just run by. Alright, so let's see if we can finish him off. He's down to 1 bar of health. There we go, he's down to 0. Now I have to position myself right. Let's stomp him a little bit. Get on that sweet spot. I think it's usually on the right side. I think you can do it on the left though. I don't remember. Alright, let's just get him down again. Alright, he threw me. Let's see what he does. And he missed. Okay. And I went outside by accident. You can see the controls are a little wonky in this game. They're not the best. But what do you expect? Alright, here we go. 1, 2... and 3. There we go. Alright, so Sid Justice is now defeated. We're moving down the ladder here. So, yeah, we'll just do the whole tournament. I mean, unfortunately, there's nothing more to show, but I might as well show a complete game for people who are interested in seeing what happens at the end. So, we'll just go through it. There's not that many left. Alright, who do we have now? Alright, Mortal Hulk Hogan going against... Macho Man Randy Savage. Yes, we've had a few matches together here. Hogan Savage. Here we go again. I mean, of course, they're both faces at this time, but that's alright. It's always fun to see Hogan Savage. And a steel cage. Classic. Alright, now this would be a big event. Hogan Savage in a steel cage. That'd be must-see wrestling. Alright. Unfortunately, though, that's about the only excitement here, because it's the same exact thing. Body slams, and then... what else we have? A headbutt by me, and a kick. What else? Alright, we got control. Push A quickly. Ah, he got me. Alright, body slam. And again, oh, he almost ran into the cage again. They do that so often because they're dopey, the AIs in this game. Okay, headbutt. Body slam. Stomp on him a little bit. Kicks. Headbutt. And a slam. And you notice how quiet it is? Don't you wish there was like music in the background? Like they don't even do the themes. You only get a little bit of that 10-second clip of the theme after the match is over or right before it starts. And that's it. Now it's just random, background noise, and it's really just not as good. I don't know. They did some things better in this game, but of course they did things worse. And that seems to always be the case with WWF games on the NES. You can always say, oh, well, that's better than the previous game, but then you can always say, oh, but they did that better in the previous game. And that's the same exact case here. You can point to the previous 2 WrestleMania games I played, and say, oh, they did this better in the first WrestleMania. Oh, they did this better in WrestleMania Challenge. But nope, here we are again, made by a different company, mind you now. It's not even Rare that developed this. This version, though, has many things missing. There's no music playing while you're playing this. The moves are all the same exact thing. It's kind of basic looking. The AI is kind of dopey. The only thing this has is a steel cage. They actually removed features that the other games had. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just for some reason they can never get it right. There's one more WWF game that we'll look at soon, and hopefully that one got it right. I mean, don't hold your breath if I'm giving you a preview here, but we'll see. Maybe they got that one right. But so far, this one is not impressing me at all. It's so basic and simplistic, and the only thing is new to this game is what we're doing right now, this steel cage here. That's it. Alright, so you can avoid hitting the cage sometimes if you can pull off one of your moves before hitting the cage like I just did. Alright, so let's see. So you see you can even climb the cage right in front of. Usually you would think, oh, you can only do the cage parts in the back there. Nope, you can do any part of the cage. Alright, so now, while I was talking, I beat him up a lot. Yeah, let's just get out of here and end this. There you go. That's it. So there's your steel cage match, right? I know, I don't get it, how they just couldn't do a wrestling game right on the NES. I mean, a WWF game, they have good wrestling games on it, as we'll see. They couldn't do a WWF game right on the system. I don't know why. It's like they just were rushing these games out. They just wanted to get these onto the market, just wanted to get the wrestlers in, and that was it. Alright, so now we're going against Roddy Piper, and it'll be the same exact thing, so I don't know. Get it on, as they say. Alright, here we go. So it's Hogan vs. Piper. Again, this would have been another epic match way back when. But now they're both faces at this time. Oh, he threw me out. Alright, let's try for the countout. It's going to be hard to get if he runs back into the ring quickly, but let's see if we can do it. Alright, slam him down. I know. No, he had too much energy. There's no point in even trying it. Let's see if we can get it back out now. Nope. See, when you're weaker, it'll work. I mean, when they're weaker, it'll work. When they have too much health, there's no point. They're going to get up too quickly. Alright, but there you go. That was a little bit of out-of-the-ring action with Piper. That's usually what happens in Piper matches anyway, right? Try that again. Throw him out. Stomp him. Oh, no, he got away from me. Alright, let's slug up. Oh, he threw me. Yeah, he's not going to play along, is he? No, he's already running back in. Come on, Piper. I want to have a fun count out here. Oh, well, whatever. Alright, back to the same old where they try to pin where you have too much health. And we'll give it another headbutt. Power throw, didn't make it out that time. Stomp him a few times. Give another shoulder throw. There it goes. Alright, he just refilled his energy. Alright, now we just stomp and stomp and stomp. So I think, technically, if you just wanted to play Stomp away, you can do that, but I don't find it fun. I think you could just stand there and stomp rapidly, and you could probably just beat them that way. But I don't know. I like to let them get up. I don't want to just stomp and that's it. Is that fun? No. It's not even fun to watch. That's why this game had a lot of flaws. A lot of flaws. The controls are wonky. The limited moves are just disappointing. There's not much to the game, that's another problem. The sound is so quiet. At least the graphics do look decent. I will give them that. The graphics finally are looking like this is a real game. You know, it looks like a nice setup ring. They have the crowd there in the background. You know, the logo in the middle, kind of cool like that. Alright, there goes Piper. So we're moving down the list of this tournament. We don't have many wrestlers left, so let's finish this up and see what we got. We have a few left though, we're not done yet. So we have Hulk Hogan, the immortal Hulk Hogan, and now who's our next opponent? And it's... the Undertaker. The big guy. Alright, so here we go. Hogan versus Undertaker. Again, this would have been another epic match at this time, and they have had a few cool matches together. But again, there's no advantage to using one over the other. It's not like, oh, Undertaker's stronger. Oh, Undertaker has more health. Nope. It's the same exact thing, no matter who you use. You can win this whole game with the IRS, you can win this whole game with anybody. It doesn't matter. See, at least other wrestling games did have, like, differences. You know, the wrestlers felt like they were different and had some advantages and weaknesses and moves. Nope. For some reason, they decided, nah, we'll just make them all look different, but besides that, it's the same exact engine for every wrestler. Yeah, that's a great idea. You're right. Because everyone wants to do the same exact moves with every single wrestler in the game. Alright, so you can really jump far here. Oh, yes, we got them. Oh, I love when I hit those. So, yep. When you hit them, they really collapse down like that. The cool thing is, it does look like Undertaker. When he slams down and then just quickly gets up, that is kind of cool. That is very Undertaker-like, where he just quickly gets right back out like that. Yeah, that reminds me of Undertaker. So that, not intentional, but it does have that Undertaker feel, the way they're doing it here. Okay, let's see if we can time this right. Yes, alright, and then we force him to refill, because I was about to take him down to 3 health bars, so now he's back to full again. And there we go. We're too quick for you, Undertaker. Spoke too soon. He got right back up. Alright. Let's have a little bit of fight here. I'll punch. He'll punch. Do a little headbutt. A little power slam there. A little stompage. Walk all over him a few times. There we go. Alright, so there we go. He's down to 1 health bar. And you know how it is. You gotta remove a little more than just that 1. See, he got up, so he's still not ready to be pinned. And I think we can stomp him a few times. And now we gotta get that sweet spot here. Alright, nope, that's not the right spot. Nope, he got up. Alright, so let's try this again. Uh-oh, so now we're down to 1. Well, we didn't use our health restore yet, so now we're gonna use it, see? Works both ways, doesn't it? Headbutt, do a little shoulder there, and now we go for the pin. Let's move to that right spot. There it is. Alright. There he goes. The Undertaker has been defeated. That was actually a long match, but I wouldn't expect any less against the Undertaker. Even if it is just a clone of the same exact wrestler everybody's using, it's the Undertaker, right? That's what it says. Alright, so now who's our next opponent? From Venice Beach, California, weighing 303 pounds, the immortal Hulk Hogan. And who are we going against? And his opponent, Jake the Snake Roberts. Alright, I was wondering when we would get to you. It is cool that they put Jake into this. Jake was definitely a fan favorite of many. Not mine, but he's fun. I don't hate him. He just wasn't a fan. He wasn't one of my favorites, but I didn't hate him. He had a cool gimmick going. I mean, Jake has a great history. You know, you can't beat that. The whole bringing the snake to the ring and the whole don't trust snakes. Alright, so now we're back into the steel cage match. So, of course, we're only going to win this by climbing out of the cage, because if we're doing steel cage, I am not pinning. And there you go, the computer's being stupid again, running into the ring randomly for whatever reason, and knocking itself out into that steel cage. Okay. Oh, he scoops slamming me, and then we'll get up. And then we'll push A quickly, and then we'll slam him back, alright? Let's see how he likes it. Stomp him a few times. And you're not even sure if you're really hitting him. It looks like if you're standing in the not exact right position, you don't always hit them with your stomps. So that's another weird aspect of this game. The angles are kind of hard to see, and it's kind of hard to direct yourself just right, but it doesn't really matter. It's kind of like, it's a basic game. I mean, there's not much to this. Okay, so he's down to 3, should be refilling his energy, and there he goes, just like clockwork. Okay, so now we have him down as last health here. Alright. Alright, they're always going to try to pin early, but that will be futile. I have too much health, so don't bother. Go back and forth. Do a little slam ourselves. Do a little stompage. I don't even know if that hit. Oh, he did a headbutt to me. We'll punch. Go back and forth. See, I think they get a little harder, but I don't know. I don't know how much harder they got. I'm also playing medium difficulty, don't forget. I'm sure if you play hard difficulty, this game could become a real chore to play. Yeah, I'm only doing the medium difficulty. This is just to show a complete playthrough, not to show Excel skills or anything. I mean, this is just a simplistic wrestling game. We don't have to go crazy here. Alright. Oh, yeah, that was close. See, usually if they're not 0, you're not going to get it. But I tried. I figured, right here, why not? Alright, so now let's climb out and let's finish this and let's get out of here. Here we go. We'll climb this wall. We haven't done this one yet. And there we go. We win. Look at all the crowd to the left there. They're all like wearing glasses or something. Well, we didn't get a sellout crowd, that's for sure. Alright, so here we go. Here's your cage match winner, the immortal Hulk Hogan. And there you go. That was the game. So the new World Wrestling Federation champion is the immortal Hulk Hogan. We get the theme. We get that little standing there with that little belt put on top of him with the big belt around there. And that's the ending that we just fought so hard for. Yeah, see, so that is a Steel Cage Challenge, WrestleMania Steel Cage Challenge on the NES. It's nothing special. Just the next one in line, and unfortunately, still haven't gotten it right here. We've now played 3 WrestleMania games here on the NES, and I can't say any of them are really great. Some are better than others, but this one doesn't rank much higher than any of the others. It's such a simplistic and basic game, and that's definitely not fulfilling. Going through all that to get this little picture here, wow. You know, nothing special. Alright, so that's it. That's our 6th wrestling game as found on the NES. Be sure to watch all of them if you haven't yet. I'm going to play all 9 wrestling games, so what does that leave us? That leaves us 3 more. Alright, so that's it for this one. I don't think this game was that good. It's not a surprise that I'm not going to give this a great rating. As always, thank you for joining me. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned. We're going to have a lot more content coming. If you're not following and subscribing yet, be sure to do so now. And yeah, thanks for joining us today. This is Ramsis for the Vesper Gaming, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody.